Now, Eyewitness Sports.
Welcome to another episode of WPRI Double OT. That's Yanni Karakis. I'm Ruthie Polinsky, and this is Mark Dondero.
Good framing today. I don't think I'll have to move you out.
Should I apologize for my outdoor jacket that I'm wearing indoors?
You didn't know we were taping the OT today?
I did. I just forgot to bring, because I was a Patriot, so it was cold. We were outside. I just forgot.
New hair color? How's
brunette.
it been for
I'm back
you?
to brunette. This is my This is close
Natural?
to my natural. Yeah,
right.
I'm really natural.
Mark was
I was a
bleached
very super blonde.
In middle school.
No, it
No,
was
you
in
weren't.
college. I was a bleach
Yeah,
blonde.
with an Abercrombie
Was it a
shirt.
baseball thing?
We did it for the baseball team. It was
Loserish.
more
Terrible.
orange. It was more orange. I had a successful spring that year.
It's because of the hair.
He thought he was Slim Shady
Maybe-
from 1999.
I was more of a Backstreet Boy kind of
Nick
situation. Yeah,
Gun to your head, BSB or NSYNC?
Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys. But I'm a JT girl all the way.
I'd say Backstreet Boys, but Timberlake has more talent than everyone.
Timberlake
Correct.
has more talent. Backstreet Boys better songs overall, in my opinion.
All right. And with that, we're going to go into sports. All right, who you got, Patriots or Texans?
I have the Patriots 31-17.
Oh, we're doing our scores too?
Yeah, be
I think
ready.
I
I'm going to do a score.
You
I
texted me your
texted it
score
to you.
today for the Nation.
I believe
I
you
remember
said, what did
30
you say?
I
F
said-
you. Okay.
I think you were bullish on Houston.
I said
No,
30.
just
I think I
kidding.
said 35-17 or 35-20.
Yeah, it was around there. It was
something
around
like
there.
that. Double digit.
Texans win. The New England Patriots win 31-17. We know the stat about rookie quarterbacks coming into Foxborough against
0-8.
Belichick, 0-8. I
However,
think the
it is
Pats,
worth mentioning some rookies
16
have had
interceptions.
success.
Not
Mark
a ton.
Sanchez, not in Foxborough.
Mark
Sanchez had success. Russell Wilson had success. Those teams had defenses.
Wilson
the Texans
won
had
in
defenses.
Seattle, and what was that, 12 or 13?
Yeah, 2012. I'm just not going to dismiss the game because he's a rookie.
Because the Patriots actually don't really have good quarterback pressure, they're going to make Watson make the throws. They're going to drop everyone back and have good coverage. And I don't think Watson at this point in his career, 2 games in, is capable of making the throws. So I don't trust Houston scoring a lot of points on New England. And I think the Patriots, as we tape this on a Thursday night, we don't know if Amendola or Gronk will be out there, but even without them, they're going to be able to score their points. They did so against New Orleans. So they're 13.5-point favorites. Like, Houston is a playoff team from a year ago. This is a pretty big spread. So what is Vegas telling us? That New England should win handily.
Why do you like the premise that we tape this on a certain day?
Because if
Because
someone
if someone's
downloads it on
watching this
Saturday
on
and Gronk is
Saturday-
rolled out,
but then in the other show that we
my
do,
brother texted me the other day saying I got the exact score prediction of the Saints. I must have done it differently than New England Nation because I didn't have it right there. So he
Okay,
goes, hey,
we'll get
nice
into this
prediction.
Nice
later.
work.
After the game
This is
ended.
off cam.
because
discussion.
in the other show that we do, you want to pretend that it's always live.
That's because it's a TV show.
Right. This is different. This is a podcast, online,
videocast.
fun, casual. Okay.
But you can make the argument you still want to.
Can I say one thing about back to the question?
Okay.
I'm just not everyone's saying, "Oh, Houston defense, JJ Watt, blah blah blah." They're going to limit points, but says who? The last 2 games they've played have been bad teams. Not bad, but
Who'd they
not
play week
great
1?
teams.
Jaguars.
Jaguars.
And Cincy in week 2.
Jaguars. You made fun of how I said Jaguars today.
I did.
Jaguars. And then they played Cincinnati, which is like
Yeah, so
bad.
who have they stopped is what you're saying.
exactly. I haven't been proven about this defense yet. So that's why I'm saying Patriots are going to score 35 points. It's going to be a blowout.
Okay. To address what you just said,
Thank
I
you.
understand what you said. I don't disagree with it. I will say it could be sort of a matchup thing with the Patriots.
Sure.
A lot of institutional knowledge there with Houston about the Patriots. Maybe they know how to play Tom Brady and that offense a little bit better than they know how to play Blake Bortles or whoever was quarterbacking for Jacksonville that day.
That's true. Tune into New England Nation on Sunday to find out all the connections between the coaching staffs.
Who's going to do that story?
Seamless plug right there.
Thank you. That's my story.
Anyway, so that could be a reason why the Texans, over the last few games, have played the Patriots tougher, especially in the playoffs last year, a little tougher than we expected. I just don't see them scoring a lot of points. I don't think they'll. I don't know how they score more than 14 points in this game. The Texans, like you said, they will make Deshaun Watson, the Patriots will beat them with his arm. I don't think he'll be able to. He'll try to, make some plays, dink and dunk when he can. He'll try to scramble. I just don't see him going up and down the field. I don't see their defense making huge plays. So I think that the Patriots get control of the game early. Tom Brady continues to play well enough, if not very well, and they kind of run away with it at home.
Can I pause for a second? Why one of our questions should have been like reactions from the Saints game, because like we trashed on the Patriots last double OT.
We didn't
and how
trash
they played,
on them.
And how they played.
I mean, it was a disappointing effort, but I think we all knew they were going to rebound.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we should have had a.
Okay, fine.
Are we supposed to
blame the
apologize?
producer of the show.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think everyone had what did you called it, like a quiet confidence heading into the Saints game, which I liked that, because like no one was really freaking out.
We said had they lost to the Saints, the alarm would be pretty high.
The alarm would have been really high, but to see them come out and play the way they did, like, can we all just take a deep breath? The 19-0 prediction, that's not a thing anymore. Sorry.
Correct.
But they're going to be okay.
I will make a quick statement on the game. I was impressed with the defensive effort. I thought if they held the Saints, I don't care how good or bad the Saints are, and they might not be that good. I thought if they held them in that building to under 24 points based on how they played the Patriots in Week 1, it was a good effort. They didn't have Dante Hightower. They still did that. I was encouraged by the effort. I don't care how good or bad the Saints are. I thought it was a good effort. Now we'll see. They got to string those together. Good effort that day.
Cool. Next question. Malcolm Butler. You think he's going to last the season?
Yes. The reason that I do primarily, I'll be honest, is because we're talking about whether or not he'll last. And I feel like if we're talking about it and we think it might happen where he gets traded, no way he gets traded. Jamie Collins, nobody thought he was getting traded. He's gone. So I'm just basing this off of history and that we think that there's a chance he could get traded. And usually when we think there's a chance something could happen involving the Patriots, it doesn't happen.
We're wrong.
Yeah. So I'm going to say, look, this guy's had 2 bad games.
Right.
Okay? 2 bad games after having.
Preseason didn't look great either.
The preseason.
He got burned in that the Lions game. He got burned on.
Look, I'm just not gonna. Fine, I'll give you the preseason too. He's had a few bad games here, 3 or 4 if you want to stretch it into the preseason. He's been a Pro Bowl corner. He has come up in huge moments. He has played well against the best receivers in this league. I'm going to give him a little bit more time. Now, am I going to just dismiss the fact that he forgot how to play? No, because Devin McCourty was a Pro Bowl corner his rookie year. He shut down Calvin Johnson on Thanksgiving in his rookie year. Shut him down. It was awesome. And then just forgot how to play cornerback. I don't know why or how. So that thing happens. Corners can fall off the cliff in a road quickly. So it can happen. I will give Malcolm Butler a little bit more time, even maybe more than a little bit more time. I'll give him more time. But I do think he will remain on this team through this season.
That's my answer. It's way too early to tell.
I think he remains on the season. If he was going to be gone, he would have been gone in the offseason, right? When the Patriots would have gotten the most in return for him.
Sure.
If the league knows he's disgruntled and Bill's trying to get rid of him, you don't want to get 30 cents to the dollar in return. You want to get something. And I think they've come too far. The near trade, almost trade, the $3.9 million tender. Like, I feel like let's see this through. He's probably gone in the offseason. Let's have this, what the Pats wanted, 2 cornerbacks and he and Stephon Gilmore that are A players. And I think today in the locker room, you guys spoke with him, he kind of acknowledged that he hasn't played well. So he's hearing what Bill's saying through the media and Matt Patricia that, hey, you don't get paid or acknowledged for past performance on this team.
I thought how he spoke today in the locker room was really impressive. We were both kind of like, wow, this is a real dude. Like, he was very open with the media and open about his insecurities and like what he's working on and how he hopes to get better. And he knows that he's not a Patriot right now. Right. He's not up to the standard to be starting on that field.
And I will say this, he's had such a weird ebb and flow to his career. Out of obscurity is the Super Bowl star. Then the next year we're like, is he really that good? And he was. And then we're kind of anointing him this huge shutdown corner. But then he doesn't get paid like one. He doesn't get traded. So he must have some insecurities, as you said, about where he sort of stands in the landscape of the Patriots and the league right now, because he's not like getting that huge corner contract like Richard Sherman that he can kind of just like rest on. So he still has to prove it to get paid.
I'm not sure his insecurities, but yeah, Stephon Gilmore does what he does in Buffalo, comes here, gets rewarded by the Patriots.
And they didn't.
This is a whole separate conversation,
right.
But yeah, Malcolm Butler is definitely not feeling at peace.
Right.
So I don't know if that's affecting his play, but yeah, there's a lot going on up here, and I don't know if it's trickling down.
I think your mic's rubbing against your shirt. I'm hearing a little bit of that. Laura, would you agree with that?
Is that my hair, maybe?
No, it's probably the mic.
What do we got next?
All right. Tom Brady's book. Are you going to buy it? Because Bill Belichick is not.
By the way, did anyone give you credit for
You
that
asked
question?
that question, and it went viral. You asked the question.
I think they
let's
were
say it.
marked on just Bill
And
was
we also
asked.
need to give you credit on the way you phrased it, because I know this was important to you and it was important to me as well. You phrased it to Bill. You said, "Are you going to throw Tom a bone
Throw a
Thank
bone,
you.
yeah.
and buy his book?" Like, Tom needs a bone.
That's different than saying, "Are you going to just buy his book?"
Like,
That's what I'm saying.
unless it's like World War II novels, I don't know what books Belichick's.
Anyways,
I mean, he reads books
I'm
on
getting
leadership.
ESPN updates to my phone. I'm like on my way to meet Mark, and I'm getting ESPN updates like Bill Belichick says he's not going to buy Tom Brady's book, and I knew that it had been you that asked that.
Thank you. You know what?
I knew it.
You know what movie I bet is his favorite movie? Patton.
Patton. Never seen
Every old guy, you know, like they just love Patton.
it. Belichick just like when he's in Nantucket, just watches History Channel like World War II docs. To answer your question though, and we were talking about this in the office, I think Belichick's the only guy that doesn't kiss Brady's rear end in the world, so that's great. Am I gonna buy it?
He's his boss.
Here's I don't want to pay. I don't want to go out and purchase it in a bookstore, but if someone gave it to me as a Christmas present, I would read it.
I would read it. I want
I may
to
not
read it.
seek out to buy it, but I would read it. A, I want to see how batshit crazy he is. B, I'm interested.
He said rear end, but then he said, okay.
I'm interested in Tony's laughing. Some of the diet stuff.
Yeah.
In terms of working out, I'm not a quarterback. I don't want to be a quarterback. I don't need some of the pliability you have. That's the thing. I don't know who he's catering towards. Like, I generally like to live a healthy life, and maybe I can get a couple tips out of it that will make me healthy. I've been chugging water in the morning. I've been waking up chugging water.
Not during meals,
because of
though.
this. Not during meals.
That's
so
the
I think
thing.
there's some keys to it, and also I kind of want to get into, you know, we cover him, we see him at the podium, but no one who really knows him. I think it's a good insight into his personality.
If I do read the book and I appreciate his message, I appreciate health, I appreciate, you know, the well-being of humans. If I read it, it will be to be informed about the psyche of Tom Brady
Right.
for the
Not
job,
for you.
essentially. I do not care as much about
Tomatoes
every meal,
causing swelling in the muscles.
and how to eat, and you can't do this. I like water. My wife has been pumping me with water.
You're
You've got to
a good
drink
water
more
drinker.
water.
You're
Yeah,
good
have that
water
Water is
huge
really
green bottle.
important. Water is really, really
My
important.
wife drills it into me. She's a big water person. You should have seen me before I went to Georgia. I was like 170. I was like 180, and now I'm like back to 165. But like, I drink water, and
You're a little bloated.
I was bloated. But anyway, I'm only going to read this book if I don't mind spending the $20. It's not that. To get into the psyche
We'll
of
go
Tom Brady.
halvesies. We'll go halvesies.
Okay.
We should just all split it. What about me?
$7 each. We all read it. Rotate. Book club here.
Book club.
Okay.
I think I don't want to pay $20 to go buy it, but I'm going to because he's a historic character
Yeah.
in our time, and this is going to go down with his story. So I feel like the way he lived his life, his lifestyle, like that's a part of this era of patriotism.
Yeah, I'm also kind of interested in how he writes, what his personality is as a
But
writer.
wouldn't you prefer
Yeah.
to him to give some dirt on his playing career?
Well, that's
as
not going
opposed
to
to
happen.
this.
Well, yes, of course. But this is the only outlet we have. He's
Yeah.
so listen. I could talk about this chair, but if I'm passionate about it, people are going to say, "What is he so fired up about the chair for?"
Yeah.
Like he's so passionate
That's the
about
thing, it's
this.
a little,
You
like,
got You
cultish.
can't help
It's a
but
little
listen.
cultish for me.
It is a little cultish. I agree.
Yeah.
The whole thing. But he wrote the
Good
book.
for him. Hey, rather be cultish about diet and exercising. That's something
Of
truly
course.
cultish.
And
Here's
can
my
yes.
thing. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. There's something I was listening to the radio today, and I've just been hearing snippets of things
Yeah.
that are coming out about the book, and 25 glasses of water a day. Well, that's not healthy for an average human being who's
Yeah.
not working out like Tom Brady's working out
Right.
or eating the way Tom Brady's eating. So you can't be like, oh, I'm just going to be Tom Brady now and start eating
Yeah.
like this, because it's a whole world that is
Yeah,
shaped
I think you
differently.
take small things away from it because no human out there is trying to be a quarterback at 40 and has, to be honest, the means to eat the way he eats.
No, the money.
Eating like
right,
that
we can't
is
have that money.
expensive.
Right. No.
And you know he has people making.
And let me just say,
Oh, yeah, he's
just
got
to
a
wrap
chef.
this up real quick, you said that he was getting, in the office, you said he was getting kind of crushed on his book.
Yeah.
And let's just keep it in perspective. All he did was write a book that he thinks can help people.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
you
so
know, I
let's
know
not-
the guy
let's
that he
not
works
kill him.
with is kind of, shady, but he's trying to help people. In
By
his
the
mind,
way,
he's trying to help people.
When Belichick was asked about Alex Guerrero, he did not. He made it clear he is not on our staff. He
Yeah.
works with some of our players,
Yeah.
and his role hasn't increased.
Yeah.
Belichick does not like Alex Guerrero, in my opinion.
Wow.
I mean, he tolerates them because he helps Brady and a lot of the guys, but I don't think
that's a separate topic. I
Made
would
it
like to know why
very clear.
he has kept. If it's true that he has kept his star quarterback pliable and effective
Right.
through the age
So he
of 40, I don't
tolerates
know
him.
why you wouldn't appreciate the guy.
But he doesn't like this third-party vendor
No.
getting into Fort Foxborough
Sure.
and being part of the process when he's not even on their staff.
Yep, that's a separate thing.
Interesting.
Fascinating.
We
How
gotta
much?
get Tim White investigative.
How much? But then we could go deeper. How much does he care for the whole TB12 thing?
Probably doesn't like it.
Probably doesn't really care.
I mean,
for
that's
it.
more of a
like it.
Kraft thing. Like, Kraft was like, hey, we have real estate on Patriot Place.
Yeah, but
You can
you
do
know,
this
is he
here.
more? I mean, I asked Brady last year. I asked him right to his face. Are you more motivated now by winning or by this whole like health, longevity thing? And he didn't say either. He said he's more motivated by his teammates and playing for them.
Right.
But
It's all
I
one.
wonder what the
It's
actual
all
answer to
one.
that question is. Is it more this longevity stuff, fountain of youth, or is it winning now?
Or is it? you
I know it's
feel
both,
like
but
he
which is
could-
more?
Right. I feel like he could say it's the longevity because I'm winning.
It's the new chip on his shoulder. He has nothing else to prove except look how well I'm playing after 40.
Imagine what happens if he gets a hamstring pull. That like is a disaster.
The book doesn't.
The company and the team all get torn down if he gets injured.
Knock
Well,
on
what if
something.
Gronk gets too slim and spry that he's not taking hits and he goes down? I don't know if Gronk is built for the TB12.
Have you noticed
Right.
how much longer OT is since Ruthie came? And I say that in a good way.
Yeah,
We
it
have
was
lots to
28
talk
minutes
about.
last week. Let's move on.
Okay, this is kind of a downer. Ugh.
Ooh.
All right.
We don't have to spend a long time
So
on this.
yeah, let's not spend a long time on this one, but it has to be discussed. So comes out today.
We're taping this on a Thursday.
Yes,
Thursday
taping this
afternoon.
on a Thursday. Comes out on Thursday that there is now a lawsuit being filed against the NFL and the Patriots, saying that Aaron Hernandez had CTE, which is essentially why he killed
Stage 3 or.
the worst.
So he essentially had the brain of a
CTE.
67-year-old and he was 27. I think I read that. So what is the question? Should the Patriots worry about the
Should they
Hernandez
worry about the lawsuit? I'm worried about that phrasing of that question.
I don't.
I didn't know how to phrase this
From
question.
a legal perspective, how can you prove that the hits he got while an employee of the Patriots over the 3 years, specifically caused his CTE? I mean, he's been playing football since he was a kid. He went to high school. He went to Florida.
And how can you prove that he, even when he was playing, everyone knew the danger of head injury,
Right.
right?
Okay.
I mean,
And the NFL's had these lawsuits with the players union or what have you, but you kind of understand the dangers going into it. Now, I think the claim was made that the NFL wasn't exactly honest with the dangers of head trauma in football.
Sure.
Now that's all out there.
Sure. Did he know about CTE specifically? No. But
So, I mean, to blame CTE to say that he murdered allegedly, or he was convicted for the two, right?
He was convicted for Odin Lloyd's murder. The other one
Odin
couldn't go to
Lloyd.
trial
So one,
fully, right? 'Cause-
dismissed. So he, in the court of law, murdered one person.
Yeah.
Allegedly murdered 3.
Yeah.
To blame that on CTE, I don't think is fair. I think it makes sense for his fiance and his legal team to do it this way.
to try.
But why, when he was alive, wasn't he saying, "Hey, I've taken a lot of hits to the head playing football"? Now that obviously your brain isn't examined until after the fact, so. I think it's a legitimate lawsuit, but I don't think he's going to win. And I wouldn't blame his actions, his psychotic actions, on CTE.
I have a couple questions. Number one, and I feel terrible for that little girl. So they want money. I get that, the family. Where are the legal fees coming from here? Because last I checked, they had no more money after the Hernandez trial and everything that he was dealing with. Did they get money after he died? I don't know. But if they go to court and really fight this, that's
Because he
significant legal
committed
fees.
suicide, he got a portion of his, I think he gets his NFL pension.
Okay, so if they have money, okay, so that's, I guess that. The other thing I would ask is, how many brains have these doctors studied from 27-year-old deceased former NFL players? So they don't know. He had the brain of a 67-year-old. They don't really know how it would have manifested itself. The other thing I'm going to say is, when did this behavior start? I was under the impression, and I don't know, but wasn't it after his father tragically passed away during
In high
surgery
school,
in
he
high
started
school?
going down the
So
wrong
if he was
path.
already with some gang affiliations in high school,
Right.
how do you blame CTE for that? Was it already there in place in high school? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the disease works, but
How can you can't, draw a direct correlation.
Right.
Some people probably say you can, and I think CTE causes these moods and this behavior, and that's proven that this is a very dangerous it can cause personality disorder and things like killing people.
But
unfortunately. But I don't know how they can do that.
Isn't it a lot of suicidal stuff more so than someone else?
Can
Let's
cause
not pretend we're
dementia,
doctors here.
I mean, it can cause a variety of things, but I think the biggest thing is that when you get older, you lose your control of your anger management. You can be demented.
I mean, he also was smoking PCP. I mean, the guy was a hot mess.
So here's the thing: there wasn't one thing that made his brain look like a 67-year-old. Is my opinion.
He had, now again, I don't know about high school. I know that's kind of where it started to go bad. There were incidents of him with guns, involved in violence at Florida. So if that started back in college, now we're talking about, then that manifested itself into murder while at the NFL level.
Right.
So it's tough to do,
One thing I will say as a positive on this note is that if this is going to get more word out about CTE and the dangers and whatever, if people are going to start talking about CTE and that's getting their point across, then fine.
That's a positive.
That's good.
Sure.
That's a positive.
Does this make Hernandez more of a sympathetic figure, like he suffered from CTE? Well, he was also a murderer.
It's a tough topic, and it does no favors to the game of football.
Right.
And that's a separate issue for a separate day.
CTE is doing no favors to the game of football.
No, it's a separate issue.
Very. Okay, let's move on. All right, so should Chris Sale, obviously 300 strikeouts last night, Wednesday. We're taping this on a Thursday.
We're taping this on a Thursday night.
Thursday, September 21st. Should Chris, should he go for the Red Sox strikeout record, which would be passing Pedro, right, at 313?
Yeah, 99. First, I want to talk about last night. I didn't like it initially when John Farrell kept him in to get his 300 strikeout, but it turned out okay because he only pitched 12 pitches in the 8th, and he got it, and that was great, and he got to celebrate it. Wasn't a fan of that. He should go for it in his one start remaining, which is whenever that is.
I thought we said
Sunday.
2 starts.
Well, so he's scheduled for 2, but it'd be the last day of the regular season. You're not going to throw him with the ALCS starting a few days later, unless they're still fighting with the Yankees for the division.
Which is a possibility, right?
So 1 start remaining, try to get 13, 14 Ks, fine. I don't think you throw him 2 more times unless you're in a do-or-die game against the Yankees, because you want to set him up on full rest. The reason you have an ace is for the game 1 of a playoff series to throw him out there. So if you can do it in 1 game, great. But also, if he's at 110 pitches and has 312 strikeouts, yank him, because if he throws out his arm and is gone for the playoffs, like, what are we doing here?
What if he gets 10 more in this next game? Do you let him pitch
couple innings?
4 strikeouts?
Then here's what you do. Then here's what you do.
In that second game.
Typically, now I don't know how the Red Sox will structure their rotation or their schedule. Typically, I would think he would be in line at least for a bullpen. That they throw, throw a bullpen outside of game action. So, if you're on 5 days rest on day 3, you throw a brief bullpen. That could be 25 pitches. That could be. So if you want his bullpen to be some live work in that final game to go for the record,
this isn't Roger Maris's 61 home run record. This is the team strikeout league.
Yeah,
like it's not
team,
hanging.
Not
in
even the major league. The major league
Park.
record I think is 383.
Really?
By Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Don't quote me on that. I thought I saw 383. So he's not close to that. Well, it's not hold on. The real record is like 513 that dates back to 1886.
86.
So I don't know how that. The realistic
Abner
record.
Doubleday?
I think 383 Nolan Ryan was the first record in the 20th century. So that's like the record I'm gonna, go by. But yeah, I agree with what you said. If you can get in your next start, great. You don't go, bend over backwards for this thing. It's the team record. It'd be nice. It's fine. But you have to worry about the postseason, because I'll tell you this: if he goes into the postseason and sucks, I will forget about strikeout records. I don't care about reception records, Wes Welker. You can't just belly flop in the postseason.
Price had a good regular season, and he didn't pitch well in the playoffs. So we all considered Price's season last year sort of a failure, I think.
Sort of a failure. It was yes. What's the point?
Hey, I will say, kudos to him. We were making the Pedro comparisons all season long, and this is him and Pedro right there. So it's like tangible evidence.
Yes, it's a great year, but he's got to keep it going through the postseason. End of discussion. So
I don't think any of us know, as we're planning our Red Sox coverage, is this team capable of going to the? It's another broader discussion, but I've never felt like I had a worse grasp on how good a team is or can go than this Red Sox team.
They have a lot of resiliency. Go ahead, sorry.
No,
they have a lot of resiliency.
Like if they get to the World Series, I'd be mildly surprised. If they got swept in the first round, I'd be like, neither would surprise me too much.
No, you're right.
This extra innings excitement is. I want that to be a good sign, but I'm not so sure it is because you gotta just win. You have, especially in the postseason, and you can't be playing 15, 16 inning games in the postseason because you're going to get tired and you're playing so many important games back to back to back.
They need to score more runs.
This is probably a topic for next week or something, but I would say I like their fight and their mental toughness on the field. On the field. Off the field, it's been a different story. David Price and Jackie Brown and other things. On the field, I like it. I like if Sale can really reemerge, not that he went that far away, but if he can be a dominant ace going down the stretch and finish it strong, and then you have the bullpen pitching the way they are.
Bullpen's been on fire.
Give them a shot to do something.
26 straight scoreless innings from the Red Sox.
Give them a shot to do something if the bullpen keeps that. I've been hearing about Carson Smith coming back for 20 years. The guy I did the radio show with, I used to laugh at him when he talked about Carson Smith. Carson Smith? Doing well, came back. And
Carson, Addison, these are such millennial names.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I wouldn't discount them. I'd be shocked if the Indians don't make the World Series.
You're big on the Indians.
I'm big. I'm so big on the Indians.
By the way, can I just call out your Super Bowl pick right now? The Giants.
Oh man.
Just had to get that in there.
And their defense hasn't been anywhere close to what I thought.
Completely off topic, but I was watching something about how bad the Giants are, and I'm like, wasn't that done, Derek?
I was big on the Brandon Marshall signing. I thought he was going to star for them opposite Odell Beckham.
You wanted Patriots Giants.
In
the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Pipe dream. I had the Packers. They haven't looked that great. Who'd you have? Did you give us your Super Bowl
No, you
pick?
guys did that episode without me.
Oh, yeah. You're probably at the beach.
The Packers look like crap.
Coast Guard House.
Coast Guard.
Wow.
I like Coast Guard
A white pants party pre-Labor Day.
I'm all in on the white pants post-Labor Day.
Enough with these old rules that we don't adhere by.
I'm about to wear white pants to the Patriots game on Sunday.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
I'm not going to. Okay, next question.
We didn't have many options.
I screenshotted that.
Yeah, that sucks.
I shot that.
You did shoot that.
That was there.
We could put a Getty Images Ruthie Polinsky right there.
Gordon Hayward's not even in this question.
We don't have nothing to do with Kyrie Celtics.
It was Kyrie IT, Kyrie Paw Socks. That was it.
Kyrie Paw Socks would have been great.
Come on.
Is this our last
All right,
question?
does Kyrie Irving care more about his legacy than winning? I'm so sick of talking about this.
This
is predicated off the first take interview we did. That was really
weird.
weird.
Which I haven't watched in full.
I did too, but I thought his answers were strange.
He's been a little bit of a slew with the media. He's been
fine.
out and about.
The answer for me to this question is no. He cares about winning more, but his legacy and his situation is a close second, and I'm okay with that. I don't know why he left Cleveland. He wouldn't answer the question on first take. They didn't bring up. I would have liked them to have brought up, from what I saw, was it concerning to you that LeBron James could leave? Did that concern you at all? I don't think they brought that up because maybe he thinks that there is. Now, he got traded.
He would have said that, though. He hasn't said that
But
yet.
maybe he thinks legitimately there were better chances to win elsewhere. And look at here, he wound up in Boston.
Some national outlet has Celtics #2 championship percentage over Cleveland.
He definitely cares about his situation. He likes. I think he likes the idea of a bigger market, living in Boston, running the team, the people that he's going to be working with. And how can we blame him? We all think that way. In pro sports, I know it doesn't work like that, but that's how we all think.
He's certainly self-absorbed and into his legacy, but how big is the shadow of LeBron James? There's no bigger shadow. And he's like, I want to be the guy. I want to get out from LeBron's shadow. I have a ring already, so he's got that on the resume. So let's do this elsewhere. But I think he wants to win. I think he has something to prove. He's been pretty outspoken about his goals in Boston. And if he can come here and win a championship with the Celtics, then what can you say about him? He left LeBron and won a title on his own. That's like if Scottie Pippen left Jordan with the Houston Rockets and won a championship.
I will say that I like that. Scottie Pippen never impacted a finals like this guy did. Irving hits game-winning shots. Now he did.
Pippen was a
great player, but I guess it's because this guy was taking the last shot.
They felt like more of a tandem than LeBron and Kyrie.
Well, because Jordan was the bona fide closer. He closed the
There's no
games.
question
This guy
that.
closed the games, though, but
right.
LeBron was the better player, so it's kind of
backwards,
awkward, you know?
So I think there are a lot of things being not said about why Kyrie left Cleveland. I think it has to do with management. I think it has to do with LeBron off the court. I think it has to do with things that are not basketball related.
And that's
so
okay.
much, which is good for him. Honestly, I say good for you, Kyrie, because
LeBron treats his crew like high school girls.
so I thank you. And here's one thing: I like LeBron. I do sometimes. I like LeBron, and
You looking for me to
something that stuck into my something that stuck in my head was when they got blown out in the finals. I can't remember what game it was, but they got destroyed. And LeBron stood there and high-fived every single guy as they came off the court at the end of the game. So I was like, initially I'm like, oh, cute, like LeBron, that's such a good teammate, blah, blah, blah. But like, so much of what LeBron is for the camera, I think. And so I just think that maybe pissed off some of those guys as they high-fived him. Like, why are you high-fiving
Well, he
this
speaks through social media. He used to subtweet Kevin Love, all these vague innuendos.
I just don't know. I think he's a little petty. I think he's a little sensitive.
Yeah,
I think he's
I
a little.
think all those things.
Yeah.
And Kyrie seems like a pretty self-assured guy. He's probably like, I'm not buying into this LeBron crap.
I think he liked, and he's also, he said in that this press conference that I went to, he said that like Boston was the ideal situation for him. He was excited. He said when Boston came knocking, I came running. That's what he said.
Here's my only concern, and I hope it gets settled quickly. When he's shooting too much and Brad takes him aside, is he listening to Brad, or is he going to bark back? Because he needs to listen to Brad. And Brad hasn't had a single player yet with an ego that will bark back at him. So I hope that works out.
Yeah, you got to take the chance, though. When a guy has this kind of talent, I think it is a lot of those things.
Yeah.
Workplace, who you work with.
You're sick of Cleveland?
Cleveland? Do you want to live and work in Cleveland, Ohio? That's okay. I mean, these people have jobs.
But
we
they're
all
on the
try
road so much. They live in the
Yeah.
off-season elsewhere. I think that's overstated a little bit.
Yeah, no,
But you're in Cleveland a lot. I mean, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a big part of the year.
That's your base. I mean,
when
that's
you
your-
got this job, did any part of you say, "Ooh, Providence"? There's this. It's a nice area. There's beaches. You know, like that's part of why you moved to work here.
Of
Like
course.
that's part of what these people have to factor.
So you don't want to get a job in Cleveland?
I don't know.
If-
If like the CSN of Cleveland offered you a job and you'd be doing a lot of Cavs stuff, some Browns and Indians.
Jen is not moving to Cleveland, so no.
Just not going. I was going to say one more thing about this situation. I think, Kyrie, I also think that he's excited about the young talent on this team. I mean, obviously, things are always up and changing, but I think he's friends with them. He was in the Bahamas with those guys.
Jaylen Brown is entertaining the thought of the earth being flat.
So that was the other thing I was going to say is I think Kyrie also is a little bit wise beyond his years and a little bit, not saying that I think the world is flat, but when he made that statement, he knew exactly what he was doing. Kyrie Irving does not think the world is flat. Kyrie Irving wanted to see how the media responded because that proved his point.
I will say this.
That's a good theory. I think he does think
That
it's flat.
proved his point. He said, we have problems in the world, that this is what you guys are talking
He
about.
also talks in circles a lot. He tries to use big words and stuff. Sometimes he's saying nothing, but he sounds intelligent.
I'll
I'm
say
not
this.
into that.
Go ahead.
I was very impressed with how articulate he was.
He's
at
very
this press
articulate, but
This
sometimes
press
he
conference,
tries to get a little
Yeah.
At this
fancy.
press
Well,
conference,
yeah.
I was impressed with his depth. During the first take interview, it got on my nerves. At that point, I'm like, okay, we got it. You're very deep. You give things thought.
My
okay.
basketball
Answer the damn
journey,
question.
my-
Answer the question. Be real for a minute. I don't want to hear about mature, because then you start to sound like you know more than everybody else, and I didn't like that.
You got a
Back
good
to my
Stephen A. impression?
No.
Back to my LeBron point really quick. Also, something that stuck out for me in this press conference was someone asked, in the Boston media, someone asked, have you spoken to LeBron since you requested the trade? And Kyrie said no.
And
Had
Stephen
not
A. said
spoken.
that made her feelings. Do you care? And you said no.
There's
Great.
issues
I
off the
appreciate
court.
the honesty.
There are issues off the court.
That's okay.
I agree.
You're allowed to not really like a guy. There's people here I don't really like. Hey, so there you go.
You got to be. You got. If
happens.
you want to
That's
win,
understood, but people usually dodge that. He
not
acknowledged that
correct.
he didn't care about LeBron's feelings.
Well, he shouldn't have to there. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
he's got to make the decision for his life. If that's what he thought was best for him, why should he have to consult anybody?
And you gotta,
But if they were banana boat bros,
Yeah.
like when LeBron left Miami, he's telling D Wade, "Brah, I'm out.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I'm out, brah."
If you don't like or have the respect to tell them that you are leaving or you have the interest in leaving, you don't want to win for them. So get out.
But remember, and he pointed this out, and I agree with this, he did everything he could to keep this as professional as possible. He kept it as quiet as he
Yeah, he
could.
tried to keep
He
it
met with
quiet.
management. He told them the truth. He told them what he was thinking, as professional as he could have. So, yeah, it didn't trickle down to LeBron, but he told them
Don't
that.
you feel like NBA, inner circle, media, reporting, it's all very like high school gossipy-ish.
Yes.
It's very, like the NFL is it just feels a little bit more like buttoned up professional. Like Pat's trade Jamie Collins. Whoa, we didn't see that coming. Here it's like, oh, my agent, it's back
wanna
door.
trade.
I want to trade.
I would like to be traded.
I gotta say
please.
though, kudos to the NBA. Finals in June, incredible free agency period, and then training camp in Newport next
Let's
week.
go, Celtics.
Year-round league.
They only need the regular season to be interesting,
I know.
Yeah.
which
we've
it
had that
isn't until
conversation before.
February 15th.
You think Kyrie's gonna be hitting up like the Landing and maybe Dockside, just going to all the Newport hot spots?
Should we go?
I don't know about any of the Newport hotspots.
The
Ask
Landing's
the
a good
small
one.
man.
The small man does.
What's the one I went to? Dockside. I've been to Dockside, I
It's a
think.
little youngish for me.
Yeah, we're old.
Pew.
All right.
All right, well, that'll do it.
After this 44-minute double
Yeah,
OT.
what is this? Longest episode in the history of Double OT?
Maybe the record.
You're welcome. Because I'm brunette now. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. You can find this whole episode on WPRI.com.
And we need a review on iTunes. Can someone fill out a positive review for us?
We have 0 reviews.
I don't think so.
Did people
That
listen?
means we're average. No good or bad. We're just inherently average.
Right, and that's, when you read the good reviews, then more
Mike
people
Traber, Kavanaugh, I need reviews. Who else listens?
Brent, come on, Brent.
Brent, Costa,
Nick
give
Fryer.
me reviews. Nick Fryer, does he listen?
No
who
way.
cares?
Ruthie's parents.
Yeah, mom and dad. There was a couple reviews, if they know how.
A lot of Polinskis like Any Nation, like aunts,
Polinskis
uncles.
love Any Nation. Polinskis love
We love the
Ruthie.
Polinskis.
Polinskis are good. We got to get them on here one time. All right.
Have Hava come on. She can sing for us.
Violin.
Violin.
She's at Juilliard playing the violin. Okay, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.